You wanted to talk to me?
What? Oh, yes, well, now that I'm with you, I must admit that for the moment the reason quite escapes me.
It's funny, I feel I've known you a long time.
Yes, well, time can be funny like that, can't it?
Why did you come to see me? I still don't know why.
Oh, Linda, does there have to be a reason?
What?
Oh, I think my ever-faithful wingman Marina might be worried I'm making a bad impression here. But I'm not, am I?
I think you're sweet.
Sweet. Sweet. Well, I guess I can settle for that.
That looks very impressive.
What? Oh, right, the randomiser. Yes, very impressive.
Seriously, why all the questions?
Well, you see, I'm in need of someone to press the button today, and I was wondering if you might be willing. It's just the usual routine, really.
Just routine?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Okay. Why not?
Oh, lovely. You did press the button very well there, if I may say so, very forcefully. So, dare I ask which episode you might be hoping to see come up today?
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh, surely it can't possibly be that bad. Let's see. Ah, and it isn't. It's...
Surrender.
It's Four Feather Falls today with...
You have no alternative.
Well, no. Are you feeling all right? You've suddenly got a bit, well, weird.
I must go.
What?
I have to leave.
I can't be that bad company, surely.
I must go at once.
Whoa! Oh, yes, maybe if you could just put me down, please.
Surrender.
What? Oh! 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 What a woman. Oh dear, she's gone. Well, I guess it's just you and me then, Marina, to watch Pedro Has a Plan. Help me up, will you?
The 4 feathers on this hat are magic. They enable Tex Tucker's dog and horse to speak, and his guns to fire without him even touching them. And now, another exciting adventure from 4 Feather Falls.
Well, from one western to another, we're back with 4 Feather Falls on the randomizer, and again, as I've said several times, it wasn't planned that we have two slightly similarly themed episodes back to back like this. It's just the will of the randomizer. It's just how it happened. And we're here with the episode Pedro Has a Plan. This is the 3rd episode, and going by that title, I suspect naughty old Pedro is going to have a plan of some sort to exploit the townsfolk of Four Feather Falls in some way. It's just a feeling I have. Firstly, the fact, this series is not hugely surprising in the storyline department. It's not going to wow you with the fact that, he's got this huge money laundering scheme on the go or whatever. And secondly, the title is rather giving the story away. Anywho, here's Twink. He's not looking at us. Oh, now he is.
Expecting a bit of trouble in town today.
Ooh.
Tex has just been in to see me.
Oh, okay.
You remember Pedro the bandit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say he's coming into town.
Oh, no.
I guess he's looking for trouble again.
Well,
if he does come, he sure will get it.
Oh. I'm packing heat. I mean to exact vengeance.
Don't know where he's hiding.
Oh, dear. Yeah, 3rd episode of Four Feather Falls, so they are clearly trying to establish Pedro as a credible threat. Twink is quite scared there. Pedro's coming into town. But we know from the multiple episodes of Four Feather Falls that we've covered that were made much later than this.
I'm thinking.
Pedro is about as much of a threat to the townsfolk as a light breeze. I think generally, if you want serious villainy in this show, it's either Big Ben or the guest villains.
Today, Fernando.
Pedro just doesn't have it, but he's a great character nonetheless.
What would you say?
Firstly, the Kenneth Connor voice, and secondly, just that
The greatest man in all the West. The greatest
permanently smiling face that's a bit sinister, but...
magic guns he always will be.
Ooh.
Unless someone kills him.
Ah. Kill?
I said you were very smart today, Fernando.
Oh. Well, okay. Talk of killing and murder, I wasn't expecting this.
Then I can run 4 Feather Falls my way.
Oh, he wants to take over the town again, yes. Again, we've seen that with the one where he tried to fix the election.
Everybody knows he's the best gunman around here.
So I guess that was his ultimate goal, was not just to get rid of Tex, but to take over the town? I don't know, between the two of them, do not seem like very good or effective administrators or facilitators.
He won't do it this time.
So what's their plan?
Got a big plan.
It's a big plan. A big plan. Well, it would have to be a big plan in order to make the title.
But wear your old hat just in case.
Remember, Tex filled it with bullet holes the last time you were in town.
Yes, that's the first episode they're referring to there, which we haven't covered yet. We have done episode 2.
Your sombrero and Tex Tucker ain't going to touch it.
Oh.
Why, it cost me $10.
Cost you
$10? Oh, that was a lot of money back in ye olden puppet days.
Someone $10.
Okay, that's funny. I wasn't expecting that. Right.
It's my plan.
Okay, this is a very intricate plan. But first we have time for a song, and unfortunately, being back in the early days of Four Feather Falls, we have to talk about the fact that some of the puppets do not quite look the part yet. In particular, we started in Tex's office. He's singing this song to little Jake, and Jake is looking a little unsettling at this point. He hasn't stopped looking directly at the camera since this scene started. The puppet was refined and looked much better down the line. Also, Tex here is very early days, and it's the lip mechanism, I think, more than anything. There's nothing going on in the mouth, at least not that I can see. So it just doesn't quite look as human as the characters later would. I admire this show for actively refining the look of the characters as they went along.
On the track it goes to.
Some characters are perfect right out of the gate. I don't think Pedro and Fernando had any work done on them majorly beyond the pilot. But there on the floor, sitting there, is Dusty. And Dusty, as I think I've said before, is perfection incarnate. He is just such a lovely character and a nice looking puppet. But now we're zooming back in on little Jake, who's just...
When am I gonna be big enough to shoot a gun, Sheriff?
Whoa, calm down there, partner.
Handle a gun. I hope.
When am I gonna be man enough to blast somebody right between the eyes, Sheriff? I want to get to the killing.
Tex, when I grow up, I want to be a sheriff just like you. And then I can help.
And if not, I'm gonna be a feared highwayman blowing people's brains out.
Wonder when he'll be paying us a visit. Reckoned he'd be here by now.
Guess you'll be ready for him when he rides into town, Sheriff.
Pedro won't.
Well, if everybody's ready for him, it's hardly worth him coming in. It would be better if he came in when everybody wasn't waiting for him. And then he could get up to some mischief unnoticed.
Home before any trouble starts.
But I guess that's not really the kind of show. I mean, I suppose it is a trope of the Western, you know, whenever the baddie's on the way into town, everybody knows about it. And that's Jake heading off home. Oh, there's Pedro.
Nice boy, that Jake. Should grow up into a real fine fella.
Or else I'm going to have to plug him.
Could do with a cup of coffee.
Ah, Pedro is at the window.
Dusty.
Yep.
He's got his eye on Tex's hat. I suspect this forms the backbone of the plan.
Tex, Elbean, must we always have coffee? I'd much prefer a nice cup of hot tea, old chap.
You're gonna have coffee and like it, Rocky. Do you want folks around here to think that you're a dude?
Can I help it?
Pardon? A dude?
I come from a very fine family.
Okay.
It's about time you...
I was partly distracted by... Again, there's a close-up on Tex's face, and it's a bit disturbing. The mouth is just... I don't know. The puppet isn't fully formed yet. And he's a bit off-putting. Having seen the later episodes, I think if I wasn't used to seeing a better-looking puppet, this wouldn't seem so jarring. But the fact that I am is a bit sort of... Luckily, they sorted it out quite quickly.
No. I was expecting your boss.
So Fernando is shooting up the town
Scared?
to lure out Tex so that Pedro can get into the office and steal that hat.
Don't waste time killing small fry like you, Tex Tucker.
It's a high-stakes plan, but I'm sure there are multiple levels and stages to make it a bit more than that, surely.
I'm the sheriff of this town.
Ooh, but he's not wearing the hat.
And I'm gonna see that law and order is kept. And I'm gonna
Pulled
keep
out his gun.
like you and Pedro out of Four Feather Falls.
Again, early days, he's not used to making sure he's always got the hat on. Slowly walking down the town to face Fernando. The town actually looks a bit shorter than it does here. I wonder if they later extended the set. I'm used to seeing it sort of quite spacious, but now everything seems really condensed.
His magic gun.
Oh no!
The magic anymore.
Pedro's in the office. He's taking the feathers.
My voice is gone.
Oh no! Dusty's lost his voice. This is serious. This is actually very serious. The dog has lost his voice.
Going for a walk, Sheriff?
Going funny walk. Oh, going for a walk. Okay.
You
Oh,
always have to sneak up on people, Pedro.
it's right mean. I don't understand why you do that, Pedro.
Sway, Sheriff.
Oh. So Tex he's got Pedro at one end, Fernando at the other.
Turn around.
He's outgunned.
Face me.
He hasn't got his magic feathers.
Drop your gun first.
I take back what I said about Pedro's plan. It was exceptionally simple and yet rather effective.
Fernando behind.
Tex is having a bit of a derpy day. I think that's also a huge part of it.
Just how are you going to get out of this one?
Haven't you forgotten something, Pedro?
No.
Is it hat related?
Don't think so.
He's got those feathers in his back pocket.
Why doesn't the sheriff use his magic guns, Gramps?
Can I use your gun, Gramps? I got a hankering for some blood.
Sneaking suspicion that old Pedro has stolen Tex's magic feathers.
Of course, I was talking up a huge thing earlier about how I was going to plug him if he came into town, but somehow I just can't get up the energy to get over there.
3, 5.
I don't think you're gonna shoot me, Pedro.
Nah, it's only the 3rd episode. Come on.
What do you mean I can't count properly? Everyone knows that 5 comes after 3. But just to prove to you that I
Technically, yes.
can, I'm going
There is another number in between.
before I kill you. 6, 7,
Oh, yeah.
8, 9.
Oh, he's rivaling Captain Magenta in the counting stakes, but what's this? Dusty has snuck up behind him to take the feathers back.
Okay, boy. Okay, we're back on the air.
Oh.
Tex Tucker, here we come.
I don't know how Fernando didn't see that Pedro was having the feathers lifted off him there, but... Oh, yeah. Rocky is riding to the rescue. Okay, this is quite an intricate attempt at a fairly action-oriented shot they attempted there. Again, I don't think the length of the set quite accommodated what they were trying to do, but they had the camera held on Rocky and Dusty as they rode up past the Tex puppet, and he took the feathers off them.
You sombrero.
Oh, no.
I don't mind what you do to me, but please, not my hat.
It's no use, Pedro.
To be fair, Pedro, it's not the nicest hat you've ever worn. I think, you can do better.
Gonna shoot.
Oh.
1, 6,
Oh no.
9,
Please, Sheriff.
9.5,
No.
10.
Oh no, there goes the hat. And...
Beauty.
Oh, I thought maybe he'd lose his trousers as well, but no, it's just shooting the hat multiple times.
Anything but just sit around and sleep, Pedro.
And now they're in jail.
I'm not sleeping. I'm working.
There's another plan coming.
Plan.
Oh, no, Pedro. Not another plan.
Oh, yes. Tune in next week for part 2, Pedro's plan... Oh, dear. Well, anywho, that was Pedro Has a Plan. It didn't work, needless to say, but hey-ho, as an early episode of Four Feather Falls, and that was a very early episode, there's some good stuff there. I think the slightly unpleasant nature of some of the hero puppets there was... it was a bit hard for me to deal with that, but on the whole, it was a nice reintroduction to the show's 2 main villains, and of course the central concept of the magic feathers and how important those might be, and how serious it would be if they were lifted by baddies. So on the whole, yeah, I'd say that's a good episode of Four Feather Falls. Fairly simplistic, fairly basic stuff. The show would do better than that later down the line, but we're still early days. We've only just got going here, so for now, I'm gonna say, yeah, thumbs up. We're learning, we're improving the show. We're going to get there, but this is a good effort.